Hi guys, this is Jacqui Cooper with JCooperTravels and also Crypto Mom because I have two different podcasts that focus on both cryptocurrency as well as travel because you can use both in those areas. I have Kelly on today. Kelly, thank you so much for being back on the podcast. For those that haven't been following us, can you introduce yourself and just share with them a little bit about your background and what you do and what life with crypto is all about because you've done such wonderful things. So give a little intro.
Okay, thank you so much, Jackie. I'm happy to. So my name is Kelly Sunshall Barrett. I am an enrolled agent and a licensed tax consultant in the state of Oregon. And I have an interest in cryptocurrency. I've been involved in crypto since 2015. And I kind of got, well, you could say I got screwed a little bit in 2015 when I was starting to play with Bitcoin, and I met some unscrupulous people that swindled me out of some of my Bitcoin because I didn't understand. And because of that event that happened, and I really wanted to help educate other folks, and so I decided to create a website. And I started Life with Crypto, lifewithcrypto.com, which is an educational site for everyday people to learn about what cryptocurrencies are all about, how to use them, how to invest them, how to store them, how to tax, how you get taxed on them. And yeah, that's what I do.
Yep. And I came across you because of one of our Facebook groups, and I was interested in learning more about what you were doing because I've done a small investment in BizzCoin, which is a utility coin, and you are way ahead of me in so many ways. I just got started in the crypto area just a few months ago, so I was searching for someone with your background who could educate me as well as you've been doing with other people as well in terms of both the bookkeeping, the accounting, the tax side, all that other good stuff. Now you were mentioning, I know that we had talked about doing on this podcast, sharing information about wallets, because one of the things that I learned is that I put money into BizzCoin, and I transferred my dollars, and it ended up going into euros, and then it goes into coins. And I learned that there's this thing called a wallet, and so it's like I'm learning what is traditional banking, and then what is crypto terminology. So
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because what I like to actually share a little bit of the story that we started to share before we started the podcast here. I'd like to share with your audience the story that I started and sort of segue into a little bit about wallets.
That'd be great.
So what I started to talk about is I have a client who is in the hemp business, and this poor guy has been trying to have a bank account to allow his business to exist. He's making good money, and yet he's had bank accounts shut down, I believe, from 3 different banks. He goes in, he's the most honest guy you'd ever want to meet. He goes in and explains to them what his business is. Hemp is legal in the United States. It's not cannabis. Cannabis is what banks are usually leery of. Well, we're finding out that they're also leery of hemp. Now, what does this have to do with crypto? Well, part of the reason crypto exists is because people don't trust the current financial system, and banks are part of the current financial system. And so I just got off the phone with him. We were on the phone for about an hour trying to figure out what he's going to do next because he just had his latest bank accounts all shut down. And I'm not going to say what banks because I don't know that would be appropriate. So he's going to go try with a couple of other local banks who might be friendly. But if they aren't, I was telling him some of the places that you can put your money as a store of value, there's 2 places right now that the investment world is talking the most about. And those are Bitcoin and gold. And so I told him the same thing. I suggested that he take some of that huge cashier's check he just got because his bank accounts were closed and consider going and spending some of that on gold if he doesn't need it to run his business right now or to buy groceries, because gold is a great store of value. But then you got to go buy a nice big heavy safe and bolt it to your garage floor. But then I said, if you get that safe, now you could consider having a cryptocurrency hardware wallet, because even a hardware wallet is disconnected from the internet. That's called a cold wallet. It keeps your cryptocurrencies more safe because they're not accessible via the internet until you hook it up, but you still have to have a safe place to put your hardware wallet. So if he goes and buys a safe, a big old humongous safe, he can put his gold in there. He can put his cash in there that he might end up using for his hemp business, but he can also put his cryptocurrency hardware wallet in there. So the other thing I told him is consider having your customers that buy your hemp products, because he works with growers. He's got relationships with all the growers in our area. And so he connects the growers up with, I'm assuming, with the people who manufacture products from it. And I said, what would your growers be willing to consider using cryptocurrency if you can't get a bank account? And he's been interested in this for a long time. We've talked about how we can make cryptocurrency work for him. And so one of the places I told him about today that I'm in the process of checking out as well is called crypto.com. And with crypto.com, there's a mobile wallet you can use, so that if you have a mobile wallet, it makes it really easy to send money to people for business or whatever. It just makes it easy to transact. And the beauty I like about crypto.com is they also have their own cards. And you can use these, it's like a credit card. It acts just like a credit card. You use it anywhere Visa and MasterCard, I believe, are used. You can spend your cryptocurrencies via this credit card, and you can spend either US dollars or cryptocurrencies from the same card. How do they do that? I don't know exactly.
Well, tied similar to that with BizzCoin, because it is a utility coin, they've created an ecosystem. So within the ecosystem, we're able to purchase gift cards. There's an ATM that they are starting to distribute across Europe, where you can exchange your Bizcoin for euros or other currencies. They're also in the process of opening up a bank, a cryptocurrency friendly bank, and they're also negotiating with Visa and MasterCard a way to have cryptocurrency integrated with that as well. Because
well, so this is the up and coming thing, actually.
It is.
This is like, in my opinion, people are going to have a choice of having their money at a traditional bank or having their money at, we'll call it a cryptocurrency bank, yep, or not having their money in any version of a bank and holding it themselves. I just went and looked at another merchant service website that's based in the US called bitpay.com, mm-hmm, and they've got their own card available. BitPay is a merchant service provider that allows somebody to allow their customers to pay them in cryptocurrency, and then the merchant can get paid in cryptocurrency or in the fiat money, US dollars. And they also have their own cards. It's like, I'm starting to notice that these cards are popping up everywhere.
They are. Now, one of the things that I've been cautioned about, because one of my, you're one of my mentors, but one of my mentors overseas has also been saying, the challenges sometimes is you can definitely move from dollars to Bitcoin or other currencies. The challenge is sometimes getting that money back. So when people are using certain portals, you have to find out how easy is it for it to come back to you within the system.
That's why using any version of a bank, by virtue of what it is, banks are generally centralized. That means somebody else other than you controls your money when your money, crypto or otherwise, is in their facility. It's on their servers. That means they control it. So as I was telling my client that, you might consider not using a bank or a crypto bank and just transact directly with your customers using your own wallets. You can have a wallet, like I said, on your mobile phone. And if they've got a wallet on their phone, you don't have to have an intermediary. You just decide, well, how much is the invoice? How much is it that you need me to send you? You just send them that amount from your wallet to their wallet. They give you the products. You don't have to have an intermediary. That's one way to do it.
So for those individuals who are just learning about this for the first time, I know you said something to me when we were talking a while back. You were explaining how in traditional banks, we don't really own that account. And so
Right.
that's one reason why it can be closed down. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, as much as I can, absolutely. I'm not a banker, I'll tell you up front. I'm a tax accountant by trade and a crypto nut by the rest of my life. That's pretty much what I studied. But the way banks work is fiat money is created by a central bank. That money is distributed from the central banks, mostly digitally, to the banks that they charter, that they control. And you use the bank's money to buy a house, to buy a car, to buy whatever, and then you pay that money back to the bank. Well, we never own the money. It's all owned by the bank. The bank account can be created and it can be shut down by the bank manager or by whoever decides, what the stipulations are for having accounts. As I just told my client when I was on the phone with him, all banks are created for a particular purpose. They all have their own reason for existing. Now, they don't necessarily come out and tell the public. But I can tell you, having studied some banks over the years as an accountant, for example, US Bank is very conservative. So they don't take a lot of risk. And I think that's a good thing in many ways. Other banks like Bank of America, they are a very big risk taker. They got heavily involved in the real estate market back in before the 2008 crash, and they really were hurting afterwards. They lost a lot. Wells Fargo is, I don't know, a little crooked maybe because they create accounts for fake people or create fake accounts. They've been known to do this. So, every bank has different reasons for existing. Some banks focus more on businesses, some focus more on personal. So they come into existence for a particular reason, and we have to live within those reasons. We have to be okay with those because they own the accounts and they decide which kind of customer they're going to have. And if you don't stay within their guidelines, they can cut you off, which is what's happening to many of my clients. I've had 3 clients just in this last year. This has never happened to me before. I've been in business since 2006. And just this year, I've had 3 different clients have their bank accounts shut down. And they aren't given any good reasons.
And I also know of individuals overseas that have had similar situations. And so their accounts have been closed down too. And they've been involved with Bitcoin and other currencies that are recognized. So, so going back, so we have the traditional bank account, and now we have this wallet that we've talked about. So you talked about the hard wallet. I know I've tried to open up a wallet, and I guess I wasn't patient, but I was given a certain number of words.
Yes.
Can you explain the process of what this soft wallet is?
Sure, I'll do my best. So when you have a wallet on your phone or on your computer, those are called software wallets. Because really, it's not a wallet. It's not like the wallet you put in your back pocket. A wallet really is just software, and the software is designed to hold your cryptocurrency. Let's say, we'll talk about Bitcoin. It's designed to hold your Bitcoin address and your Bitcoin private keys. Well, whenever you initiate a transaction on the Bitcoin blockchain, they always recommend that you use a different address each time. It just protects your anonymity. Sometimes we get lazy and we'll use the same address over and over again, but if you're smart and you use multiple addresses, you need a place to hold those. So your wallet is a place to hold all your different addresses, and it's a place to hold the private key. Now, the developers of software wallets are trying their hardest to make it easy for people. So they've created these seed phrases. So the 12 words, 12 or 24 words, I'm making a 4 because 4 times 4 times 4 is 12. It's either usually 12 or 24 words. When you're creating a wallet, they'll tell you this is your seed phrase. write down these 12 or 24 words in the exact order that we give them to you, because it's very much similar to a password. It's just harder to crack than a regular password. They don't let you create a password. They tell you what your 12 words are, your 12 or 24 words, and you need to write them down. And now if for some reason let's say your phone crashes and that software wallet that you just installed starts having problems, you can take that wallet off of your phone and go put it on another phone. And as long as you have those seed phrase, 12 or 24 words, you can restore that wallet back to any other device. Hopefully that helps.
It does. Is it very difficult to do or not?
Which part?
To restore the wallet?
I don't think it's very hard at all. As long as you've got your words. I've done it once, and it's been a while, but I don't believe it's a difficult process. It'll ask, I've seen many wallets that I've started to use, and it'll say, do you want to start a new wallet, or do you want to recover a different wallet? And it'll ask you, if you pick I want to restore, that's the word you'll see. Do I want to restore a different wallet? You click I want to restore, and it'll ask you what your seed phrase is.
So I just want to say, just for the record, that neither you or I are giving any financial advice. We're just expressing our opinions as to areas that we actually have investigated that we're doing for ourselves. But I know that you, in talking with you, you have said that that right now it seems as if cryptocurrency is on the rise in terms of value, and that for about 2 years it was what you called a winter. Do you want to explain anything more about that?
Well, yes, we've had what we call a crypto winter, which pretty much started around January, February, so of 2018. We had the big bubble that went up in late 2017, where Bitcoin went from somewhere around, I don't know, $1,100, $1,200 up to $20,000. I know because I sold some right before it went to the moon, because I didn't know that's what was about to happen. And then it all mostly fell 80 to 90 to 95% in 2018. Some of it came back a little bit, and it's been pretty flat for the last 2 years. And for some reason, it's time, everything happens in cycles when it comes to markets. And the crypto winter can't last forever unless crypto is going to completely go away. And I don't believe it's going to. So we are starting to see the prices come back up. I mean, Bitcoin earlier this year fell all the way down to $3,500. I missed the bottom, but I bought a little bit when it bounced up to 5,000. And it's now up to about 11,500, somewhere around there. So it's already done really good, but it's just getting started, I believe, for this next crypto summer, we'll call it. And I don't have a crystal ball. I follow a lot of experts online, and I don't just listen to one or two. I follow a lot of them. And so I get my information by listening to what everybody has to say, and then I run that through my own filters, and I'm agreeing that it seems to me that we're starting the next bull run. And some of the things that have to be in place for a bull run to start is there has to be some good news coming out in the crypto sphere. What new things are happening? Because for a while all we hear about are things that are being hacked. There's always hacks going on. Crypto is software based, and it's still early in its existence. So making things more and more secure is ongoing. But there's a lot of cool stuff happening in the blockchain world, and don't ask me what it is because there's too much for me to even pick one right off the top of my head, except for we just mentioned one of them. These cards that you can get, that's a fairly new development. The biggest development in 2020, which the cards are part of, is DeFi. And DeFi stands for decentralized finance. This is the hottest topic in 2020 for crypto. If you have certain coins, you can stake them. S-T-A-K-E. And staking is a way to not sell your coins, but to earn some interest on it. It's one way. They call it rewards because they don't know what else to call it, but it's very similar to earning interest. Yeah. And so I've been experimenting with doing some staking, and it's been pretty profitable so far. It's been pretty cool. I don't have to sell my crypto, and yet I can still earn anywhere from 5 to 10% in interest through staking rewards. So these things, this DeFi stuff is really, it's so hot that I think that's a big driver of the current bull run.
It's interesting that you use the word staking, because that's actually why I got involved with BizzCoin, because I have it in my wallet and it's earning passive income because the company is actually trading it and then it actually comes back into the wallet. So it's sort of like what you're talking about. It's earning interest on it through the process that the company has set up. I do want to mention something though. For those that are listening or watching the video, I do want you, there's the little block that's above the podcast and also above the YouTube. I will have information there for Life with Crypto, because you really should go and check it out. And also for those that are in the tax field, I know that Kelly is going to be, she has a variety of courses and other things that she's developing and doing. And if you have no clue, or if you've had an interest, or if you're curious about this, or if you have clients who actually are coming to you with this, definitely reach out to Kelly, because she is a professional consultant as well as being a professional in her field. And she can provide you with training and consult services. So I would, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this podcast too, because and just asking my own accountant, he wasn't aware. And he didn't know what to do to support me. And so I knew I had to search for individuals that had that knowledge base. So I know that, as you have said, Kelly, this is an area that's not going away. More and more of us in the general population, and I include myself because I'm not an expert in this, but it's something that I'm very interested in, are going to be both dabbling in it and doing it more frequently. And then as these cards get, more popular, it's just like the ATMs and the credit cards. When it becomes more popular and more widespread, all of a sudden, we're going to be doing this naturally. And so again,
Yep.
as a professional tax person who might be listening, reach out to Kelly, because this is an area that is about to unfold new clients for you. So
Yeah, I'm available to talk with individuals. I am doing some private consulting for individuals who want to talk privately about their specific situation. There is a small fee. Eventually, I'm going to have we're working on a brand new website for Crypto Tax Coach. It's not up yet, but as soon as it becomes available, there'll be a place on there where people can schedule some time with me if they want to talk privately about their particular situation. So be on the lookout. It might take a couple of months before that is up and running, but we are working on it as we speak.
well, Kelly, thank you so much for your time today. Guys, go ahead and subscribe to my podcast and the YouTube channels, because there will be future podcasts as we come across new topics in this field. Blockchain is definitely developing. There's remarkable things happening all the time, and we're going to keep you up to date in it. So Kelly, thank you so much for being on. I look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.